Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Away days, episode 102, ticking over into the new year.
Oh yeah, 102. I kept thinking we were in 101. I was driving and I'm like, fuck, one odd again.
But no, 101 was last week. We're back on the evens.
No, 102. Back on the evens.
Last week for a while we only had one podcast for the week, but I pre-warned you. I didn't say what it was, but I'm going to come up with a statement to start this episode off. And I might just know every week, and hopefully one of them works. I'm going to say Bournemouth will win a European game of football before Arsenal win a trophy. Just let that settle for now, because I'm here for the Arsenal downfall.
Holy shit.
Bournemouth will get a point or a win in Europe before Arsenal win a trophy.
That's insane.
And welcome back to the...
That's insane. That's insane.
I'm calling it now.
I mean...
It's going to happen.
It genuinely could.
It's going to happen. This will be clipped out the date, 15th of the 1st, 2025. Come back to me in
So we're saying
6 months.
So we're saying Bournemouth make Conference League.
I reckon they make a Conference League.
And they
get a great away day win first game for the first match day.
Well,
and I'm not counting Community Shield, because somehow Arsenal get second and Liverpool win the double.
Yeah.
I'm not counting that. It's a Mickey Mouse. I'm saying Arsenal win Champions League. I'll give them Europa League next year if they somehow drop. They don't do the dropout anymore, do they? The Champions League, FA, Carabao, Premier League. I'll give you all of them. Even Club World Cup next year. Pretty sure they're in that. If you can win one of them, fair enough. But I don't think they'll win a major trophy before Bournemouth get a win or a point, like points in Europe.
So there's besides the league and the Champions League, which they have left, Carabao they're not beating Newcastle.
I don't think they're going to.
There won't be another trophy before the Conference League starts, right?
That's what I'm saying. I'm backing Bournemouth in this year.
Even with the injuries up front.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's edgy. That's why it's edgy. And because I've got a bit of a soft spot. A lot of
I mean,
soft
overnight,
for Bournemouth.
The injuries didn't really matter, to be fair. So against Chelsea.
Yeah, they took it to Chelsea. I back Iriola in.
I
thought it's something that happened.
This Bournemouth train is just fucking...
I've jumped on so early and it keeps going. It keeps going. So
right, I mean, if I was in your position, I'd be fucking... You called it like 2 years ago.
The Palace one, let's ignore that fact that I was on the Palace fan.
Yeah, but you got unlucky with that.
I'm backing in my boys.
No, you know what? I like it.
I was driving home today before this pod. I'm like, I really want to rattle some Arsenal fans. What can I do? But actually can still make some sense.
I mean, they've left by now. Like the watch times in the bin at the
I've been the podcast future, but hey, it was for the love of it.
If this comes off, fucking
Andoni Iriola in Europe, it's going to happen.
That's a mad statement, but it's, you know what I mean. It's
all my Cherries fans.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
All 10,000 fans that turn up every week. Love you guys.
That's Yeah,
I didn't want to tell you that. I just want to see your reaction.
I was expecting like some player or something like that.
No. I'm just going to go. I might do that every sort of second week. I might trade position. You need
to open. Can you open with that on Monday as well?
I might get punched up before we start the podcast. If that comes out. And I just dropped that one out. We've got a lot to get into. I don't want to take too long, but January's here. We're in the midst of it. Let me just check. So this sort of impacts my later point, but column 1 looks like he's here. We go to Juve.
Yep.
So that saga's finally finished up. That means Kvaratskhelia off to PSG. And the third big one, obviously, is Subamandi to Arsenal.
And I guess Marmoush. If you want.
And then Marmoush. Yeah. So it's official bid's been put in, but we finished up with Man City. Yep. And I guess a third link to that is Garnacho possibly to Napoli for 50 mil, which I saw this morning.
Shit, how would you feel about that?
I'd be very upset.
Yeah.
50 mil seems like unders for Garnacho, yeah.
That's crazy.
Considering the week he's just had, where he's actually passed the ball twice in recent games and we've scored. Yeah. Liverpool and Arsenal he's passed and we've scored a goal from it. So the one part of his game we thought he needed to improve, he's fixed it, looks like. But apparently everyone's for sale according to the owners, which is a disgrace. But
it's a bit mad, isn't it? Fucking selling your future left winger, essentially.
Yeah.
I know he's had a lot of questions asked of him recently with performances and like his, obviously with what you said, he's actually passing the ball.
For one.
But he's 20 years old. He had a hell of a season last year. That's a bit mental.
I'm not sure about that one. But apparently
McTominay's just like, you can't turn him down. Like, you got to play with Scott McTominay. So
the man, the legend.
Yeah.
Apparently they love him in Napoli.
He's playing well, man.
Another man in the match on the weekend as well, by the way. So maybe that's the way to go. If you're an United fan, another player, head away to Napoli and just
Conte.
Play some Conte ball.
Play some Conte ball.
See, Garnacho would not work with Conte, surely not.
it'd be very weird.
That's
very
that's
weird.
polar opposites in my eyes. I don't know.
That's a weird one. But if that gets done, that would send, I think, shockwaves through the United fan base. I reckon.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, like
that's where we're going with
yeah,
this.
that's how big this rebuild's going to be. Then if we're going to sell him, so
Daniel Marlin also joining Aston Villa. I think
good signing.
You mentioned him last, didn't you? What is one of us mentioned?
I don't think it was. No, I don't think it was me. Maybe
it
was you.
But I felt like we talked about
I think we spoke about him leaving.
Yeah, they had too many forwards.
They had too many. Yeah,
and I think it fits quite well with Aston Villa.
Great move for Villa. Yeah.
So we talked about. I think who did I put it up there? I put another attacking player up there. Someone like that. Yeah, I might have put someone like that. Yeah.
And Bremo was Newcastle.
But I remember we needed. I feel like we needed someone on that forward,
right, wasn't it?
And
I think. Oh, did I say Bakayoko?
Bakayoko, you said that was a good shout. And it's, again, probably a lift within Marlon. Yeah,
good signing. He's a good player. So underused at Dortmund for sure.
So many forwards. That's a problem, right? Walker looks like he wants to leave City now, which is probably about time, mate.
I think AC Milan is. That's why I'm repping the retro.
AC Milan. So. How many more old?
Bro, what are they doing on that? They got Emerson.
Yeah.
And now, like, why?
I don't know why they've done that.
They got Calabria as well. They're like, what are they doing? So.
Oh, and then this one, Matisse Tellman, Kunku, possible
swap. Yeah.
Yeah, swap. There's a bit going on. Nothing concrete yet, but there's a lot going on. And it can be the last January, at least something's happening.
No, something's actually happening.
Because remember last January, we were like, it's going to happen.
My club and your club's doing fuck all. So
we're going to sit there and just twiddle our thumbs.
Sit there and just,
sell players rather than sign them.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, that's what it is at the moment.
We'll let people go. Yeah, fuck it.
We'll let them go. We'll in our squad and then fucking end up trophyless. It's fine.
And at the end of the season, we'll start again.
Yeah. Next season. Netflix. Everyone's Netflix FC.
Yeah. Netflix FC goes on. We don't Patrice Evra for that. That's going to stick. All right, let's get into some of the action. Friday night game. I did a bit of a recap video on this because this is one of the games of the weekend for me. Leverkusen 3, Dortmund 2. First time someone has beaten Dortmund on a Friday night in the Bundesliga in 21 years.
That's
again, a bit
crazy,
of Equinoxy's random stats, but pretty good stat to go and overall there. Xabi Alonso, they feel like they're back again.
Yeah.
This felt like
they're well and truly back
the
now.
Leverkusen of old. Schick's just scoring for fun.
Yeah.
Again, some great goals in this game. I got to be honest, Tapsoba for me didn't get, I think, any direct assists, but his ball playing out from the back, top tier. They went with a 4-4-2 as well. Nathan Teller, the big game player.
Bro, whenever he plays and starts, he does something.
Yeah. Take this back 12 months ago. Bayern Munich in the league.
Yeah.
That massive game. He showed up, then got a goal and assist.
I think so, yeah.
Then got a goal in the DFB Pokal versus Bayern this year to knock him out. And now scored against Dortmund on the road.
Big game player. Very handy player.
Very handy player.
Very handy. They're the players you need to win shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, generally, they're not like fancy. Like, no, a lot of people wouldn't even know who this guy is. Like, but he plays and he's fucking brilliant. So,
I'd be worried if I was them. You don't utilize him enough. Someone's gonna come knocking, surely.
But it's one of those where even if he goes, I don't think he'd work. I just think this is the perfect club for him. The perfect situation. There's no expectation of him.
Yeah.
There's no he's not supposed to be starting.
Yeah.
But when he comes in and plays, it just works. It just fits. So
given like Chicharito United vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
like moves to Real.
Or like Chicharito when he went to Real for that year and he like cooked. I think he scored a decent amount of goals.
And then they got rid of him or something like that. It was ridiculous. But it's giving that sort of vibe, like perfect second option. You'd be wrong not to put a couple, 30 mil out and hope he works your club.
Oh yeah, but for him personally, why would you leave?
Yeah,
you
get enough game time. I feel like he'll be massive come Champions League, like second legs. They need a late goal, whack him on with Schick up top.
Even to start,
that 4-4-2 worked.
Yeah,
so they end up playing 6 defenders, literally, because they put Frimpong and Grimaldo as wingers.
Yeah,
they put the 4 at the back. Capello went to left back.
Well, I thought it was pretty good actually. Got the assist.
I think it was one of his better games.
Schick's goal, I think.
Great run down the left.
Yeah.
No Florian Wirtz as well in this game. Got benched.
No.
Xhaka was dealing with an injury. They just
great win.
Just felt like the character came back to the side.
Yeah. They've been building slowly. It's been a
slow
build, a very slow build.
Very slow build.
Because I remember when they drew to Holstein at home, we were like, they're just conceding so many shit goals. Yeah. I think, was it Wolfsburg? I think they drew 3. Was that?
There was a game they shipped 3 goals. Yeah.
I think there was a game they drew 3-3 or something. and we're like, yeah, this defense is just not the same. But they beat Mainz overnight as well, 1-0. Which was nice, a good clean sheet there. So they're right up Bayern now, right there.
1 point
Right
separation.
there. Do you regret saying they were out?
Yeah, I do regret it. Because I'm so here for a great come. I'm so on that Leverkusen team.
To be fair to you, I swear the week after you said that, I don't think we did the pod. I think they drew, and I would have said the exact same thing. Yeah, but they've just
Bayern have been equally a bit dodgy in recent. We're not going to cover that game. They only beat. Who did they beat 1-0 on the weekend?
Gladbach.
And again, Gladbach are okay, but it took Elise and Kane a bit of magic.
They got a bit. I mean, the penalty. I'm guessing that's just not a penalty. It's the softest.
But I was say on the weekend's level, even this game, the penalty given in this game was nothing as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Tapsoba's.
And then
shocking. And then start with me with Harry Maguire's penalty. Like on the weekend, there have been some soft pens given. So
shocking.
I'm not going to complain about the Bayern one because on the the level of shit on the weekend, that was probably
the most
reasonable.
Which is bad.
Which says it's a lot about the refereeing.
It's still not good. So.
Yeah. But no, massive win for them. Dortmund then end up lose last night at Holstein Kiel.
3-0 down at halftime.
Again, I wasn't planning this because games are flying through right now. This sort of ruins a midweek pod when we got games every second day.
Yeah, it does.
They're in a bit of trouble again now.
Big trouble, 9th now.
9th, I thought so, yeah. And
Sahin's got to be under pressure, right?
They never have nearly as many losses or wins.
It's bad. Defensively, though. After all the signings they made with Couto, Anton.
Anton's been
He's been dodgy.
Well, they started that game with Couto was the only recognised defender.
I looked at their starting line. I was like,
so
what has happened to that defence?
Run through the side, so a lot of people were ill. No, Pascal Grossi was suspended.
Yeah,
but they were playing some
even before that when they had their team.
Yeah, it's not been good.
It's been poor. It's just it's a weird one.
Champions League finalist.
Yeah, and then they lose all that experience.
Then sack the manager or agree to disagree with the manager.
I refuse to believe he was the one that like something must have happened. Surely he was like, no, I can't do another year. I need a break. I refuse to believe they sacked him. Or
how do you go to a Champions League? I know the league form was average. But you got a Champions League final.
They still got.
You could have beaten Real if it wasn't for just the sheer aura of that side.
Oh yeah, they were decent in that game.
Oh, not dominant. Decent in that game.
Decent. They had chances.
They deserved to go up, I thought.
Yeah.
And then obviously Real happened, but
it's a tough situation.
They're that close to European silverware, and then Terzic gets axed.
They might not even make European football next year the way they go.
Well, they're not. I don't know. No chance.
It's hard. It's going to be hard to turn around. I mean, 3-0 to Holstein.
Holstein are not good. Not good at all.
They are shocking.
They are one of the worst teams.
I mean, they're lucky Bochum exists.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's actually quite sad to watch, to be honest.
Full of a giant. And I feel sorry for Sahin because I think he's just out of his depth.
Yeah, he should have never got this job. He hadn't coached. And you're going into Dortmund, who they sell a lot of players.
Mm-hmm.
So they lost a lot of experience as well. Hummels
is a big one. Yeah.
I think there was a few others as well. I can't remember, but they bring in a lot of youth, and a lot of it was unnecessary. Max Bayer was unnecessary.
Yeah.
They need to bring him in. The centre halves was good, but they probably could have added another defender.
In theory, it should be perfect. Guirassy,
now they're going after Rashford. Why? Bruno Gittins is killing it on the way. He's their fucking only good player at the minute, along with Guirassy. So
Guirassy doesn't get enough chance created for him. That's the problem. The poor guy.
He does, but
tell you what, it's not been a year for striker transfers. Dobbik is feeding off scraps. Same as
Guirassy.
Undaf hasn't really been given the same opportunity as he was with Guirassy. With him,
it's not the same, is it?
It's been a tough year. Mbappe hasn't really hit the ground running as a striker.
Yeah.
As a winger, he's been doing great, but as a striker signings this year have been
they've been pretty average, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been very tough.
Pretty average.
And not really their fault. It's just been the situations.
It's context, isn't it?
Yeah.
With each sort of club. Yeah. With Dortmund and
Sorloth is probably the only real success story.
Yeah, even him. I think Simeone came out and said he wants more from him. So.
Yeah, well, but even then I think he's the top goal scorer, but he doesn't get played every game.
Yeah.
He gets
I
dropped.
think he's got 8 goals this year in the league.
Yeah,
he's up there in the ranks.
In the goal, so. Yeah. It's been a funny year for strikers.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't funny though. Is that Leipzig? They came back to business. Yep. My boy Xavi Simons came back. That made me.
Is it too late for him to make a Player of the Year charge? Is it?
Yeah, gee,
too late. Jeez. If only he was fit and just
3 months
showed
out
up
though.
To start. Yeah, it's big.
Maybe he was carrying a niggle to start the season because this felt like he was back, like back. Because start the season,
it makes you think like surely something was like the Euros.
Played all the way through the Euros, had some magical moments in the Euros. Starts the season off very sluggish, wasteful in possession.
Yeah.
Then you got this game. He's dribbled past 6 defenders. It felt like roofed them on the top of the top corner. Great finish in the first goal from that little flicked on header. And we're like, this is what Leipzig have been missing. Like the goals in their game have not been there.
Their forward line's unreal.
This felt like it was Sesko scores a belter.
That was
Openda pivotal in this game. Simons 2 goals. You know, it just felt like, where has this been? They started the first sort of 2 or 3 games, they were good. Then it was sort of defence from there on in. Then
a lot of
Simons goes
1-0s
down.
and stuff.
Then they started losing games.
Yeah.
And now they're back. It feels like...
It does. That felt a very Leipzig performance.
Yeah.
Like still giving away the odd chance, the odd goal here and there. But they scored, 4 in that game and looked so good going forward. So it was good to see. Hopefully they can build on this and just sustain being in the top 4. They won't get anywhere near the title. Can they catch Frankfurt? I think
that's the question.
Is it 3 points?
Yes, I think it's just around that mark.
So if Marmoush leaves, you'd probably expect
a
fall off from Frankfurt. But it was just good to see. They've dropped off a little bit. But good to see that performance. So
3 wins in the last 4, 14 goals in the last 6 games. They've scored 20 out in the season, so half their goals have come in the last 6 games. Simons 2 goals.
I mean, they're out of the Champions League, so they should
1 game away.
They have to get top 4. They should get 3rd, really. They should.
They're 9 points off the top when I made this. This would be now. So it'll be 9 points.
Still be 9 points.
Bayern is still yet to play. So no, they're not going to challenge them, but they could just be that third party that just maybe
the Stuttgart
ruffles a few feathers.
Maybe beat a Bayern here.
Yeah, they could be in and around the place.
They could.
But it's good to see them playing that attacking football again.
Yeah, I didn't like that defensive. That's not them.
No, because I said the manager was under the pump. But one more loss before Christmas or after Christmas, I think he was gone. And then Eric Ten Hag's been linked with them. I've seen that.
Apparently Ten Hag was at the Dortmund game as well.
Was he?
Apparently, yeah.
The great
Can you imagine?
Coming back. The great body's going to come back.
I actually think he might be alright at Dortmund, you know?
Mate, Rashford will definitely join Dortmund.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he will be there.
He will be there.
He will be starting every game.
Rashford off the left permanently. Forget Bono Gittins ever existed.
Yeah, no. He'll go to Man United. There we go. Swap deal.
Oh, we'll take that. It's a great.
Garnacho will go.
Get in without Weghorst lead the line for.
Jesus.
Forget Guirassy. He doesn't press enough about them.
Weghorst. Haven't heard that name in a while. He's still at Burnley.
No, he's somewhere in. Saudi I think he actually is in Germany right now.
Oh, is he?
Somewhere, yeah. I think so. God, I would not know. That guy has travelled the globe.
He's just a Harry Potter character anyway. So.
What a clip. What a clip. That is a top tier clip.
That's the greatest clip.
Bank on Mark to give us a clip like that.
Fucking hell.
Something even more iconic was Barca's win on the weekend. Tell you what, they are like the Achilles heel for Real this season.
They just own Real Madrid.
It's crazy. 5-2. It's now 9-2 in aggregate this season. And I was going to post in the Instagram, we could be due at like a 5 El Clasico season.
Yeah.
Because they're going to play again in the league. That's 3.
Yeah.
They're going to meet up in the cup 4, and I reckon they'll meet in the Champions League.
Probably, yeah.
And you know what? I wouldn't, if some, please, I hope it works out. Champions League final El Clasico.
Fuck. That
I will be there.
Spain will be destroyed.
Yeah.
That fucking...
Yamal, Vinny, Bellingham, like Olmo, like whatever matchup. There's matchups everywhere.
Everywhere. Fucking...
I tell you what.
Oh, that would be insane, man.
It would
Barca would fucking kill them.
Kill them 8-0.
Like, seriously, like that... You look at the midfield, like it was Bellingham, Tchouaméni. I think Camavinga might have been in there as well.
Did Camavinga play fullback?
He played full. He
got rinsed.
He was shit.
He got rinsed on the weekend.
He was shit.
Because Valverde didn't start, I don't think.
No, he did. No, he did.
But I remember
for the fourth goal with Balde.
Yeah.
Where Lamar kind of just took a touch past him.
Yeah.
But like you compare the midfields like Pedri, Gavi, Casido,
and
you look at Real Madrid's Valverde, Bellingham,
Yep.
Tchouaméni. Like, it's like, look at the age. Look at. I'm not saying Real Madrid, their midfield's old. They're still young, but they've a lot more experienced.
Yeah, but that shows the quality of Barca's because they're all like 18 years old.
Yeah, like it's fucking. It's insane how just dominant they were. Like, it's.
I tell you what, that front line, man. That front
What
line.
was better, the 4-0 or the 5-2?
I think this 5-2.
5-2, yeah.
Maybe because, to their credit or to Real's detriment, that's why I brought it up, because that midfield, the stats came out. All the ratings for the midfielders were like 5.6s and 5.8s.
Yeah.
And Camavinga put in his ass.
Yeah.
Courtois didn't have that game. He makes those saves. Rudiger just not made a difference. This was just an annihilation. That's why I reckon, yes, the 4-0 was embarrassing, but it sort of felt like the blame got put on Mbappe and it wasn't working up top. Mbappe was fantastic. Rodrigo was fantastic. But everyone else on that pitch, terrible.
That defense is just all over the place at the minute. Like, they shit goals for fun.
But this is the problem. I keep thinking they're back, but then they're not back. Like, they have one game where they'll hold it down, they'll get a tough win. Then they go and back it up with something like this, and you're like...
Like, they've climbed to the top of the league, and you think, they're not even out of, like, second gear. But then they have results like this, and you're like... Well,
they reverse back in the first gear.
Yeah. Like, they're going back.
They're going backwards.
They're going backwards. Like, it's...
But I can't rule out Real Madrid.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Ancelotti, Bellingham, Vinny...
They'll probably still go on to win the league, and probably the Champions League.
Yeah. But it just makes you think...
They're so shit at times.
Yeah.
Like, they're actual shit.
And I find a way not to win this treble again. Like, this is the year they could win this treble. Yeah. Like, the first time.
If it was to be a year, it would be this year.
Yeah.
Like, not even...
Because, like, I just don't know.
Yeah, no, they're hard. They're just... Oh,
it's hard to read.
How do you... Yeah, I don't know.
And the fact they're still going to be 1 point off the top.
Yeah. And they got a game in hand, don't they? So,
a real problem is the Champions League, though. They're still in that, playoff spot.
They're not, guaranteed to go through, so...
That would be dodgy. A storyline.
They didn't make it. Don might get the sack.
Not the Don. Couldn't do that to Don.
He's probably leaving at the end of the year, isn't he?
Cigars and retirement.
I like the commentary, the chewing gums.
Yeah.
You hear that? That was good.
Well, the thing, this is one of those games. It was so good. I had to watch the full game back again. I had to go back, because it was just such a... The way they dominated the first half, Barca,
Rafinha is... He could win the Ballon d'Or. I'm not even joking.
Header was ridiculous.
Yeah, the ball was probably better.
Halfway line.
Koundé, I didn't know you had that in you, lad.
This is Koundé for me, though. He'll put this performance up, but he has those like 6 games where he just like can't.
And then get against fucking Valencia, he'll concede a penalty and.
Well, that Celta Vigo game where he was just
gave a goal away from
I was like, both these teams, they're so hard to read. Barca are now slipping in the league, but they've gone and put a fantastic performance in the Super Cup.
And Champions League,
Champions League superb.
21 goals in 6 games. So.
But then you see them drop points in the league, and it's like, what do you get?
That's just the youthful kind of experience, isn't it? It just happens. So, and it's just Hansi Flick's football. It's brilliant and it's aggressive, but it can be costly at times. But true, he doesn't lose finals. He's never lost a final.
Yeah, that's correct, isn't it?
Final, I saw it on Instagram and.
Got to get. I guess that's the thing though. They had that little break, fresh legs, into this Super Cup.
They're not out of the league, so they're
not out of it.
They need to put in a run.
It out. Yeah, 19 more games left. Can you see them?
It's going to be hard to catch. Even Atletico, it's going to be hard to catch them. So.
We'll catch them in a little bit. This front three. So you got 17 or 18-year-old, or whatever he is now, Yamal, 27-year-old Rafinha, 37-year-old Lewandowski. I see someone put it on Instagram. This is 3 generations of players, but they are working to a T right now. Liverpool had the best front line for a little bit. That's sort of fallen away with the recent form.
I did say Barca had a better front line.
You said it. But right now, they have got the best front line in world football. Right?
They're ridiculous. It's insane how good their front line is.
You said it. Rafinha Ballon d'Or. Yeah. Yamal Ballon d'Or. Lewandowski Golden Boot.
Best striker in the world at the minute, along with Kane. So
that's the problem I see with teams. Yes, Barcelona can see some average goals due to just the way they play.
Yeah.
But how do you stop a front line of those 3?
Plus, Olmo didn't even play.
No. And the freedom they've got, and they just bring they bring Firmino off the bench as like a energetic right-sided player.
It's one of those where you just have to hope they don't play well. You can't stop them. You just have to hope.
You don't stop them, do you?
There's no, even if you double up on Lamine, double up on Rafinha, you're leaving one of them free anyway. You're leaving Lewandowski free. Their midfield, Pedri can score, and Gavi and Castro are unreal. So you can't stop them. You just have to hope that they don't have a good game. So it's similar to Real Madrid's front line, which has happened quite a lot actually. Just if they're on, then you're not stopping them.
Press.
If they're not on, then you can get at them, and we've seen that with both sides. So
I wonder if it's going to come down to another Clasico to decide this title.
The next one's at the...
It'll be at the new camp. Or it might be at the new camp. I don't know if it's actually going to be done.
I thought they were ages away from finishing that because of the money and all that shit. Or is that like
mate,
close?
If the league is close, I'm forcing people into that new stadium. Fuck it.
Have to. That'd be insane, wouldn't it?
First game, a Clasico.
That'd be like the most watched game ever. More than like the World Cup with Messi.
I might fly across the Spanish and like, catch me in the new camp, top tier, like right the furthest row. I'll be there to watch Vinny versus.
Forget the World Cup in fucking America.
Fuck that off. I'll put my life savings into the Clasico.
That'd be a game.
It's giving early 2000s again with Ronaldo and Messi, like Vinny and Yamal.
Then you got little Atletico. Well, not little, but just them pissing everyone off by hanging around.
I'm about to say that's a perfect segue. They are top of the league. Did they win last? They didn't play last.
No.
They didn't play last night.
No,
the continuity of this is so screwed.
I was thinking Osasuna, but that was on the weekend. So.
They beat Osasuna 1-0 on the weekend. It's now a 14-game win streak for them. The most Simeone's had in his career.
I don't know how they've done this.
A career season. So I've got 14 wins in a row, top of the league by a point. In those 14 wins, how many goals do you reckon they've conceded?
Fucking hell, like 4?
A little bit higher.
6?
I don't know. 8. They considered 8 goals in 14 games. That's only scored. It's pretty decent for them. 35 goals scored. They went to a 4-5-1. I looked at this game. How they set up. Yeah. This team, it's ugly.
It is disgusting.
But fuck the passion.
Both in a bad and a good way.
They were trapped by Osasuna, and then I think Simeone, just after the hour mark, gets a corner. And fucking he's giving these and they're just erupting. I'm like, I want to get. It's like gladiator shit. They're like,
you want to back him.
Yeah, you want to back him in.
That's the thing. They play like the worst out of the big clubs in world football. They probably play the worst football.
Anti-football.
But you want to back them.
Yeah,
it's mental. You love it because this Simeone side is just perfect. The way it's set up is fucking perfect. And if they keep going the way they're going, if they get through in the Champions League, I would hate to play them. They don't concede
so
anymore.
Many teams have dropped to this
Going
side.
Forward, they can score 3 or 4 past you at any given moment.
Yeah.
Their midfield is ridiculous. I think DePaul's underrated as hell. He's he's the dog's bollocks in there. He's insane.
He's been so good.
Gallagher's been good. Llorente can play anywhere and he'll do a job. And then Griezmann's back playing at a ridiculous level. I think we said this team will be dependent on how Griezmann plays, and he's killing it at the moment. So.
Let me just get that line up.
They're a good side at the minute. If just Champions League, if they can, they've gotten better. They've gone up the table in the Champions League. But
look at
my God, they don't.
Lenormand, fantastic signing.
That was for free as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and keeping himself fit centre half alongside Longley, not bad either.
Bro was at fucking Villa last year. Yeah, barely playing.
And you got Witzel as depth there again, but like not great, but just proper Simeone type player.
Jimenez.
Molina, Galan's been fantastic since coming to the side of left back.
Yeah.
Lino's your back up there. But then they played this 4 across the midfield on paper, which is Simeone, DePaul, Barrios, and Gallagher.
Look at that for a midfield.
Talk about shit houses. But then like Griezmann drops in as like another 8. So you've got like DePaul that I think Barrios drops into the centre backs. It's like 5-4-1 or 4-5-1. It is so anti-football.
So fucked.
But like.
But you know what?
They break so
works. Well. And when it doesn't work, we'll sit here and criticise it probably as we should because it just, with the players they've got, this is what they should be doing.
Yeah.
Like we said this at the start of the year. If they can change how, they haven't even changed, but if they could just, play good, consistent football, they'll challenge for the league.
Well, they've got the talent there now.
So they got the 4 lines. Ridiculous.
With the counter-attack, Simeone's pace, I didn't realize how quick he was until the weekend watching some of those sprints. So he got that in his game. Gallagher's an absolute workhorse. Yeah. He gets down that left-hand channel. Then you've got like Griezmann, he's just deceivingly quick. Like he gets into his spots. Yeah. You got him there. And then Alvarez is the perfect player for a game like this. A game and a team like this, where your back's against the wall for like 80% of the game versus Osasuna, by the way, who are just mid-table.
Yeah.
Your back's against the ball. You got an out ball. It's going to be what a player to have an out ball to. Like it's the perfect player. Finds back in that goal scorer quick. Has played for a winning team, Man City.
Even he can get better. Sorloth can get better.
Sorloth can go into there. Got Correa off the bench. Like, my God.
Insane, man. You look at the 1-0 win, and a lot of like big clubs will be like, that was a shit performance. Like, is it worrying that they, but like for Atletico, it's like, that's a great performance. What, don't concede.
What a game.
Simeone's given the fist pumps. It's like, they're a threat big time.
There's two things you can bank on if you're doing like a football bingo in an Atletico game. Is Simeone sprinting down the tunnel at
out
full
of
time.
out of his touchline area.
Yeah, just into the tunnel. He wins, bang, shaking hands, he's off. And then secondly, is that Atletico will make it as hard as they possibly can for themselves to win the game.
Every game.
Every game,
minute of every
they
game.
make it so difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fans deal with it. I wonder they can go crazy for a corner because they're going through it every single game. My heart, if I was a Atletico fan, it would be crazy.
I struggle being a Liverpool fan. I couldn't even imagine what it's like being an Atletico Madrid fan.
Fuck me.
Fucking hell.
Bro, Austin should have scored like 2 or 3, I reckon, in the second half. After the hour mark, they were on top. Atletico couldn't get out. They just could not escape. And they get one corner, the crowd goes up. Then they nearly had their own goal.
They went mental for it.
Oh, they literally. Simeone gives it these. I'm like, what are you doing? And then the crowd's like, I'm like, come on, mate.
How could you ever sack this man? Like, you just can't.
Yeah, he was me a few months ago saying fucking he's underperforming.
But he was. They got smacked by, was it Benfica?
Yeah, they got 5-0, didn't they? Or 4-0.
5-0 in the Champions League. Like, they look shocking.
Yeah.
And then now they're just Simeone.
It's Simeone football, mate. It's just
good
incredible.
On them. And I hope this continues. So hopefully,
because it shouldn't be an underdog story, but it feels like an underdog story.
With the squad and the money and
just
the pulling power of Madrid and Barca.
And the fact that they feel once again like Galacticos and La Masia is back. Like I feel.
I look at the players they got. How
we talk about. Like we said off air quick, like it feels like the 60s with Liverpool, Nottingham Forest at the top, like Villa are back. It's just like old school in England again. City are falling away, Good. And then we go to Spain, and it's like Madrid and Barca feel like early 2000s, like Ronaldo versus Messi.
Serie A with
the old head, like the Inter are back there. If Juve were good again, that'd be great. If Roma were good, that'd be great. But then like you've got like all these stories are culminating, and it feels right that Atletico would be in and around it.
Yeah,
because we know in the middle of the peak of both sides, Atletico snuck in for a league title and dipped back out. Wouldn't it be just ironic in this year that the big boys are dominated, that Atletico can just
it'd be good. Hopefully. We'll see how they go.
That's what I'd say. They've got, I think, a pretty easy run of games to come next few as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They haven't got one of the big boys in some time, so.
A little while.
So little gap maybe?
This run,
continue?
If we're being pretty harsh and we're talking about title contenders, this run should continue.
Should, yeah.
For a good amount of time.
Yeah.
So.
Fingers crossed for them.
Yep, hopefully.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are.
Is it time?
It's time. Gosh, Allah. Top 10 lists have started, and it's the top 10 managers in the world.
We start again.
I think I peaked way too early last year. I got my managers list pretty good, I thought, and I fell off a cliff since that point in time. So hoping this year I start a little bit more consistent.
Did you have a look at last year's one?
I did reference back. I had a few bolters into the list. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 new managers in my list.
Wow, okay.
Keep in mind, I had Hernes.
Yep.
And I had Tuchel. And I had Klopp.
Yeah.
I can't remember the fourth manager who I
think I've got 4 as well, to be fair.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of new managers that joined clubs this season from being either international or sacked.
Yeah.
And they're doing very, very well.
Yeah.
Do you want to start or want me to start this list?
I can kick us off.
Okay, let's do it.
I'll start.
Number 10.
Gasperini.
Oh, I can agree on that. We can shake on that. Gasperini's number 10 for me.
Number 10. Oh, is he 10 for you?
He's 10 for me.
Good start.
Perfect start.
Yeah, I wanted him. I had him at 8th originally, but then just sort of reading through the other names I had, I just thought, the others have just want a little bit more
resumes.
Are a big deal with managers. So, but look, for Atlanta, obviously Europa League last year, beat Liverpool comfortably, beat Leverkusen comfortably in the final.
Yep.
Tactically, just great manager. They lost their best player in Coop Miners, and At the start, it took them a little bit of time. I think they had a couple of draws and stuff, but they've been ridiculous ever since. Smart signings like Rategi.
What a signing.
De Ketelaere, I know it was a lot of money, but I don't think really any other team would have paid the money for De Ketelaere. And he's starting to perform now. And even guys like Kolasinac, like he finished at Arsenal. Shocking. And now he's part of that back three, back five. That's sensational.
Names like Scalvini now are respected in world football.
Exactly. So, just great manager.
Yeah, I agree with basically everything you said. I had some of the stats down, 218 wins in 416 games for Atalanta, and the world we live in, that's pretty impressive. 1.8 points per game. Obviously, last year's Europa League, because we will sit, again, this is the best bit about this year for us, because we can look back to last year. We sat here on the couch, and you were devastated that you lost to Atalanta. You were all at sea.
I was, yeah.
But looking back now, surely with hindsight's a great thing, but you can look back and think, gee, we lost out to a very,
it's a respectable football club to lose
that
to.
Feels like the turning, wasn't the turning point, but it was at the start of something
special. It put them on the map,
I
reckon,
Now looking at Champions League, a top side, we're looking at...
I didn't even mention, they're like, I think...
They're in the automatic qualifiers, I think, in the top 8, if I'm not mistaken.
So. I think they're like 2 points off third. So.
I think if they might have Real, actually, and that could be a game which
that's a
puts
big
them
game.
in or not.
Yeah.
But look at... Syria has been a bit tough in recent weeks for them, but they're holding on. But what it is like you said, tactically, they're an attacking side all of a sudden. Last year, yes, they did. They were on the front foot, but they were more built off like De Roon, Edison, miners, right?
Midfield,
this year, it feels like it's built on that diamond up top. De Ketelaere, Rategi, and Lookman, one of my favourite players in my football. He's killing it as well. So the versatility, I do think they're very heavily reliant on De Roon at this current point in time. He talked at the start of the season. He wasn't there. He came back. All of a sudden, everything worked.
Yeah.
So I want to see if they can find a replacement for him because he's not getting any younger.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm worried about. But in terms of maximising the players...
Yeah. I mean, every player's in like career best form.
Every player's worth 20 times the amount they're worth when they came to the club, I think.
100%.
Number 10.
Good start, mate. Good start. Number 9 is Ruben Amorim.
Well, you made the list.
He's made my list.
Love it.
I think it's like... You have to look at what he did at Sporting. Ever since he joined, won the league there twice. I think it was the COVID year, 2021.
Yeah, and
then obviously last year, what he's done with guys like Gyökeres, Goncalves, Inacio at centre half.
Yep.
Like this year before he left, they were unbeaten.
Had this shit.
Champions League, I think they might have been second, or like they were in the top 3 or 4 for sure.
They were in the Liverpool buyer group.
They smacked City. And then obviously you look at what he's done at United. Obviously there's been a couple of not great results. The Newcastle game, the Bournemouth game. But gone to Anfield, was the better side, should have won. Beat Arsenal at the Emirates. Beat Man City at the Etihad. And he's just a ruthless manager. And I've tipped Sporting to be the underdog
you called it,
in the Champions League. So I love this manager. I think he's... And it hurts because he's fucking Man United.
You can't like him anymore.
He's a top coach, and he's going to turn United around for sure. I'm convinced.
That's the next big line of the day.
I'm convinced he's gonna make United title contenders in 2 to 3 years.
Love that shout. Yeah. I'm here for that.
He's fucking brilliant. He's so good.
Hope,
he's a great manager. So.
Let's hope the club backs him.
It has to.
With any transfers would be great. We'll keep it on that trend. I've got your man. I've got Arne Slot at number 9 for me. Again, I would have put him higher, but fuck, there's some serious names.
That's
the thing. With Amorim, I could have put him in, but like it just... You need to do a lot to get like in these top 7, it sort of feels like. Obviously, he's top in the league, top in the Champions League.
Yep.
Little rough week and a half, which it's always tough not taking the current moment out of it, but... he's had a tough week and a half, but the thing I love about him, and I say in every prediction video, and every time I talk about Liverpool, there's calm, there's composure at this side, and I think that comes from the manager. As much as I loved Klopp's energy and his passion, it just felt like everything was like
on edge,
the shakes. Like every time you're at Anfield and you're watching a game, I'm just thinking like, oh fuck, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna who's gonna slip?
As a fan, you love it. As a player, it must be like fucking hell.
Either the opposition or Liverpool, it's like something's gonna happen here because there's so much energy and tension. Arne Slot just comes in there, cool, calm. The first time he got rattled sort of felt like last night when he was up and down that touchline demanding things. But for the Liverpool job with the team he has got no new signings. The job he's done, obviously turning around Feyenoord, they won a Dutch Cup and they won Eredivisie. So Eredivisie and then Dutch Cup in following. So they won trophies in back-to-back years. You can't fault this guy. Yeah. One loss in 2024 as well. That's crazy.
Yeah, to Nottingham.
I don't. Yeah, fuck. I don't care who you are, but one loss. I don't care what league, what division.
It's pretty incredible.
One loss is pretty nuts.
Yeah,
that's
good.
Fair play to him.
He's my number 8 on his slot. Agree with everything you said. Obviously, the job he did at Alkmaar and Feyenoord was brilliant. I don't think he won anything at Alkmaar, but obviously he did an amazing job there developing and stuff, and then got the big move. Just his the way he's improved players as well. Like Gakpo's been brilliant on the left. Simicast has improved a lot. Gravenberch is a 6. Diaz, obviously, it's been a little bit shaky his past few performances at number 9, but still he's had some. I mean, Leverkusen, he was hat trick. Yeah, was good against West Ham there. So, just unreal managers that are ahead of him, and it's probably still a bit too early to have him any higher. So
if he does the treble this year, he just shoots himself up. You're in all the trophies. Don't
start. Yeah. Don't start.
I thought it says every single year this time of the year with Liverpool.
The quad.
Number 8 for me was Antonio Conte.
Oh wow!
With his job,
he's not in mine.
Not in yours.
No. He was an honourable mention. I had a few honourable mentions.
This is one where I'm like, and it's sort of similar to it's like the reverse of Tuchel last year. When you look at it, he's done some really, really incredible things, and was just, I guess, spursed out of a job. Like that's the only reason he wasn't in his list last year. He wasn't a manager last year, but he's coming to Napoli. Like let's give this context. They were 9th nowhere. Yeah, they were awful, and we'll talk about match day 1 that they're fucked again. Yeah, they
got their revenge on Verona.
They looked awful match day 1, and like he's like the prime example is like Scott McTominay, who we watched, or I would watch every weekend. You would watch every odd weekend. Yep. Man United, yes, he was a quality player, but looked lost. Yeah, like where does this guy fit? He's brought him across for some decent money and made him work. He's bringing across Philip Bill, like he's bringing across players and making them work in a team. And again, there's no superstar. That Kvaratskhelia is going to get sold now. Yep. You're going to have no superstar to speak of. Like maybe I guess Lukaku's a Serie A superstar. Yeah. But you got no standout players. And the fact that you're still top of the league, yes, Inter could go ahead of them, but it's Inter, and we know you should know, guys, how much we rate Inter Milan, right? I think it's a super impressive job. He's won 4 Serie A's, a Premier League, an FA Cup, Italian Super Cup. Only 4 losses this season in all comps. Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty handy. And I know they've got no European football, but I rate it a lot.
Yeah. Maybe I should have put it in.
There's a lot of good names. There's a problem. There's a lot of good in the top 7.
Anyway. My number 7 is Xabi Alonso.
Did you have him there last year?
I think I had him 10th.
I rate him a lot, so I'll just say that.
We speak about him all the time. He's been ridiculous ever since he's come to Leverkusen. Almost an invincible treble last year. Imagine. Invincibles last year. Won the Pokal, wasn't it? Yeah. Won the Pokal. Leverkusen don't spend big, but they spend smartly. Garcia, I think, was free, or he was like 20 million or something.
That was a great signing.
And he's just getting the most out of all these players. But it's just the managers above just have a little bit more on their CV. That's it. Yeah. So
it gets very nitty gritty around here.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's very hard.
You're looking at CV. It's just sort of these managers have just been longer. Yeah, I've got ahead. So,
alrighty. 7 for me is Emery.
Okay. Yep.
So I think he holds. I think he was around this mark again last year. Yeah. Like I always say the same thing. He's won 4 Europa Leagues, and with different clubs.
Yeah, won 3 in a row as well.
Yeah, so. It's about now what he can do with Villa. Next year will be interesting again because I'm not really fully convinced on Villa yet this season. Yeah, no. They look good in parts, but they're not the Villa of last year. So I want to see what he can do, if he can develop this side, because he's the perfect underdog push a team up manager. Yeah. But can he be a top manager that pushes to the final stage of winning stuff? Yeah. And if Villa can do well in the Champions League, maybe make a semi or a quarter, can they push into the top 4 again? Then I'll be convinced. But right now it's they're doing well in all these competitions, but I'm not convinced yet. Yeah. And that's the final step with Emery to make him a top manager. So I've got him at 7 because of that.
He's my number 6 on Emery. I think I had him there last year.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he was 6.
Yeah.
Agree with exactly what you said. His job at Valencia, Sevilla, and now Villa has been ridiculous. 4-time Europa League winner. PSG obviously won a couple of trophies as well. And even this year, I know Villa are 8th and struggling a little, but 5th in the Champions League. They've been brilliant. Beaten Bayern Munich at home. So, tactically, great manager. Spends money on quality footballers that just come in and help the team. So, I think he was 6 for me last year.
He actually was. I didn't even have him. So that says a lot. He's a bolt to them. Yeah. So maybe it's 5 I put him.
Do you have it up?
I have it.
Where do I have Alonso?
10.
Okay, so yeah.
So he's slowly but surely going to... I'll keep this up just so we review this as we go along. 6 is another new man for me in the list. I've got Hansi Flick at 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because this may look interesting later on. But yeah, Champions League, Club World Cup, 2 Bundesliga, DFB Pokal, Super Cup, Super Copa now. First non-Bayern trophy, though, with this Super Cup. That's the one thing for me. You get to win a big one yet outside of Bayern Munich. And that Champions League, I think, is really underrated because it gets lost up in the COVID-ness. And I've seen bigger things like Liverpool winning a league happen that year, to be honest. Like, more people focus on stuff like that rather than Bayern winning the Champions League. But that's a big deal. I do like your style of football. But again, I've jumped on your camp with, can it last 38 games? Can it actually work in a league with 2 teams going, or now 3 teams going for it in a 38-game season? I want to see that. So this year, it depends. They're on a great start. They're on a great start of the season, Barcelona. And yes, it could be partially down to youthfulness. But I want to see if this can work long-term here at Barcelona, perform fully, putting them in the top 5.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. That's a good point, actually. My 5 is Simeone. I don't know if he was 5th. I think he might have been 4th.
I think he went a little bit higher from you.
I think he was 4th, if I'm not wrong.
He was. You remember this stuff well. He's 4th. Yeah.
He was 4th. So dropped to 5th. Obviously, everything he's done at Atletico, the league, the 2 league titles now. But both times he won them was just ridiculous. I think he had Suarez up top in the COVID year, I think, and he went berserk that year. And then obviously the year, I think it was 13, 14, if I'm not wrong, it was around there.
Yeah.
With like Suarez, like MSN, I think it was around that time, and obviously Ronaldo. So he won the league during that period, which was ridiculous. This year, like title contenders. What he's doing with that front line at the moment is really good.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't need to talk about it much further. He's just ridiculous manager with a ridiculous CV. So
absolutely agree. My 5, Xabi Alonso.
Okay, yeah.
So you guys even higher for me. So I had him last year at 7.
Yeah,
he's even higher to 5th now. I just think, partially because of my view, I thought they were cooked. But he's brought them back from the depth to refine their identity. That's just a lot to me about a manager. If you can refine your best and be consistent about it, I really rate that. Yeah. That's why some managers, like maybe Allegri's, even like Arteta's in a prime for the Premier League, you can have bad spells, but if you can refine that form, you got to try and keep it.
Yeah.
And it just feels like he's got this run going again here with Leverkusen. 10 wins in a row, now 11 after last night. Yeah, like that is a sign of a good manager. He can get his team going. And again, like you said, wasn't that many new faces. I mean, know how the hangover can be from a title. Most teams don't go back to back for a reason. He's doing a pretty good job. Invincible last year. Only 2 He's had 2 losses in the last 2 seasons. Or 3 losses in the last 2 seasons.
It's pretty mental, isn't it?
Could we just deep that for a minute?
That's pretty mental, actually.
And they're in for the title race. They're in all competitions. It could be another treble again if you really want to think about it.
It could be.
We had January, but we can toss his stuff up at that moment. Yeah. So that's why he's 5th for me.
No, fair enough. My 4th is Inzaghi.
Agree.
Yeah,
very much agree.
I think he might have been 3rd last year. Just reminiscing. I think he was
the. Get him 5th.
I had him 5th. Good.
He's a vulture.
Oh, good.
He's a vulture on the table.
So he's moved up above Simeone.
Yeah.
Like since joining Inter, I think it was 2021. Won the league. I think it's 2 Coppa Italians and 3 Super Cups in a row, if I'm not wrong.
3 Italian Cups, 5 Super Cups.
5 Super. He's won. Is it 3? He's won 3 in a row, I think.
Yeah, this year was for 4 in a row in a record. So he just fell short of
just the back three, his football is so good to watch. DeMarco's the best in his position.
Yep.
Lautaro is one of the best strikers in the world. Mkhitaryan looks dead at Arsenal, and look at him now. Calhanoglu was known as an attacking midfielder at Leverkusen, and now he's probably a top 5 DM in the world. Bastoni's probably one of the best centre-backs in the world. And it's a lot of it's due to Inzaghi and how they play their football. So, again, I hope they do well in the Champions League this year.
Praying on it.
The league, I mean, it's close, but you'd have them as the favourites at the moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just what a team.
Totally agree. He's my 4 as well. It's just a shame they got 1 Serie A. It just seems wrong.
That feels weird.
Whenever I read that,
I thought they had like 2. But
yeah,
like
at least 2.
I was like, what?
It's just a bit strange that last year was the title. 5 Super Cups, 3 Italian. Like, he knows how to win games.
Yeah.
As I keep saying, I hope this team can just go one more time. I feel like it's really running out of time, especially like the Calhanoglu, Mkhitaryan, picking up injuries.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, he's again similar to Gasperini. He made every player in their position much better. Bastoni for me probably the best left-sided centre-back in the world.
Oh, yeah,
like,
100%.
He is. DeMarco, best left-back in the world.
You can make an argument he is the best centre-back in the world.
Yeah, ball
playing,
altogether.
he's the best in the world.
I think Thuram's one of the best second strikers. Like in this modern era where we don't really play 2 strikers, he's just refound an identity where that works.
Yep.
I think the way he plays his football is so unique, and that's got to be credit to him. He just has to get something else over the line, like Champions League or a league.
Have to.
Yeah.
Needs another one.
And that just establishes you as a top 4. So, but he is 4 for me.
100%. My 3rd is Hansi Flick.
Yeah.
I actually fully agree with you over the sort of 38 games, seeing it with Barca. That sort of made me want to change my mind. Put him 4th and then Inzaghi 3rd. But I stuck with it just because like all the problems off the pitch with Barca at the moment, and Flick's just come in and like the young players he's brought through with Casado, and obviously Firmino last year came through, but this year he's gone to another level. Pedri and Gavi being fit as well. Like these youngsters, they're going to be incredible if they can stay fit under him. And like Rafinha as well. Like look what he's doing with Rafinha. Yeah. Lamine is ridiculous. Lewandowski getting him back into form and at this level is ridiculous. So, and they've had their injury problems as well. They've had had no keeper. They've had to bring in Szczesny, who was again got sent off. Yeah. Like, what's he doing?
What a player.
This high line, it's brilliant, and what we said earlier, it's a bit dangerous at times. But man, like he's never lost a final.
That's
like
nuts.
Like never lost a final.
Yeah,
Bayern was just ridiculous. And we spoke about last year. Like maybe I think you said it. He was like Germany coach, but maybe we should have had him in. Yeah, because he's just a ridiculous coach. So I absolutely love him.
Yeah, I think that's valid for 3. I would just swapped him around. I think between the 2 of us, I swapped him around. So Simeone's my 3.
Okay, yep.
708 games, 422 wins, 2 points per game on average, 2 La Ligas, 2 Europa Leagues, 2 Super Cups, 1 Spanish Cup, 1 Spanish Super Cup. That's pretty
outrageous, isn't it?
Outrageous. Like, it's pretty ridiculous.
In the year that he's had to manage that team, it's absolutely ridiculous how good he's been.
Like, he's just naturally gone up for me because the 2 ahead had 2 guys ahead of him, Tuchel, which is stupid, and Klopp. So he's just gone up naturally. But this was like a deserved move up, the list for me compared to last year. I got him 5. It sort of feels like, he just sort of feels like because the way he plays, it feels mediocre. Yeah. But it's not. Like, it's not mediocre. He's managed so many games. His win percentage is, beyond 50%. And with the team has never really been that good. And this, right now, it's pretty good. But he's never really had the best team in La Liga. Yeah, he's gone up against some of the best sides in the world. But he also, for me, plays in the best played league of the world. Like, Spanish football, for me, is the most pure. Like, just it's awesome to watch. Every team, whether you're Osasuna, Real Valladolid, or Real Madrid, all play proper, expansive football. Yeah. So he's gone and done the absolute opposite in a league that you're supposed to force to play one way. He plays the absolute opposite. But he's made it work. And he's maximised players. And I just think, it's pretty ridiculous. And the fact that he just gets always skipped. We don't skip over him, which I'm glad we both don't. But a lot of people just skip over Simeone like he's just okay.
Yeah, no,
he's pretty ridiculous.
He's pretty insane.
Yeah, he's pretty.
He's not bad.
And they were a few spot kicks away potentially from a Champions League versus Real Madrid all those years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's pretty ridiculous what he's done.
No, that's good points. Yeah.
2,
I got the Don.
Don as well.
Carlo, yeah.
Didn't call. I was so close to putting it on. I was so close.
I was having a little sort of back and forth, but
you can't.
Just can't. Yeah. So we speak about the Don enough. It's a pretty obvious number 2. Yeah.
Stuck in the wrong era with the wrong man.
Yeah, unfortunately, number 1.
Divorce himself.
Fucking hell, Jesus,
bro, everything's going wrong with this man. We need to keep a suicide watch out.
Is he man. Like? I'm genuinely worried about Pep. Obviously, he's number 1.
Yeah, he's number 1. if you saw,
if you didn't get the whole, if you've been living under a rock, then yeah. I thought one of us would like base it very much on this year and have him like 4 or something, but it just...
We've been talking about this off air a lot, by the way.
But it just felt wrong to not have him 1.
Yeah, just for well-being, just so you can see this. You can just relax.
He relaxes,
You can rest easy.
Yeah.
4 in a row.
Yeah.
Saf didn't do it.
Ridiculous.
He's done it. I think that's the simplest, separating point.
Yeah.
You'd have Sir Alex Ferguson just over Ancelotti, or I think it's getting closer and closer as each year goes, and saying that Sir Alex hasn't done, Pep's done, so as such, like if you wanted to just simplify it, but it's also the way he just revolutionised football.
Yeah.
Everyone's copied him.
He has, yeah. And I know a lot of people now are actually like he's sort of ruined football. Like he's ruined a guy like Savinho who's he's going to ruin Marmouche, but still like you win 4 Premier Leagues in a row, you're treble. You're just a ridiculous manager. Centurions, insane.
They made Man City pretty good, which we all hate, but it's because of him.
Yeah. Not bad. They're not bad.
They're not bad.
And if he's had half of this season where they haven't been great, but it's about time they've had a drop off.
Yeah,
like they've 4 in a row, included Champions League in their FA Cups. Like they can have an off year and a year where they still might come second, third. So
literally they could.
So yeah.
FA Cup still on.
Yeah.
Champions League.
You never know with Champions League.
Yeah. So. Imagine they still get a trophy out of this. That'd be ridiculous. There you go. That's the list. Do you want to go through them one more time for those people?
Do you want to read through last year's as well?
Yeah, we'll start with last year's. So I'll tell you your last year, then you tell me your this year, and then I'll go mine. And so your last year was Xabi Alonso 10, Michelle 9, who's an exclusion for this year. Big Mikel at number 8. That's age like milk.
Shocking.
Allegri 7.
Oh my god.
Unai 6. Simeone Inzaghi 5. Diego Simeone 4. Carlo 3. Jurgen Klopp 2. Pep Guardiola 1.
That 10 to 6 is a shambles.
It's tough out there.
I think I've done better this year, hopefully.
So you're 10.
So my 10 this year is Gasperini.
Yep.
Amram at 9. Slot at 8. Alonso at 7. Emery at 6. Simeone at 5. Simeone and Inzaghi at 4. Flick at 3. Ancelotti at 2. And Pep at 1.
So the top 6 is very similar.
Yeah.
With who's available.
Fuck that. Jesus.
Yeah, mine's a lot of differences as well, especially in the bottom half as well. So I had Hernes at 10.
Yeah.
Stefan Pioli at 9. He did a good job, I thought. Yeah. Inzaghi at 8. Alonso 7. Allegri 6. Simeone 5. Tuchel's the stinker at 4. That is awful. Ancelotti 3. Klopp 2. Guardiola 1.
It's context because like Michelle last year and Hernes, they were both cooking with their teams.
I think they were honourable mentions. I'm glad to give Hernes a
last year I think they were valid top 10.
Yeah. Like Girona finished 3rd.
Yeah.
And Hernes finished 2nd.
Second.
I think they ended pretty well. It's the Allegri's from both of us. Arteta from you, and then having Tuchel at 4 was ridiculous.
They were fucking building, right? And then he just gone to shit. But hey, I don't mind that being a stinker. He's not. I'm glad. I don't care. I had a few other honourable mentions. I had Peter Bosch from PSV.
Yeah.
Company, but too early.
Too early for me as well.
Obviously I had Conte. I had Nuno as well. Espirito Santo, but
Nuno
just can't get in.
Yeah.
And then Hernes and Arteta as well I had on the list.
Valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went Gasperini in the end. So Gasperini 10, slot 9, Conte 8.
Yep.
Flick 6, Alonso 5th, Inzaghi 4th, Diego Simeone 3, Carlo 2, and Pep 1.
So a few bolters in there. The only difference is I have Amram and you've got Conte.
Yep. Yeah.
That's it.
That's more similar than last year for us.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. There we go.
pretty good, mate.
Well, often on the same wavelength. We're on the same wavelength yet again there.
I think they're good lists.
So I think they will age much better than last year.
I think so.
Because we've picked a lot of just top managers with top teams.
Yeah, so it's sort of hard. Well,
they can't.
None of them should really fall off.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
the one that with Conte and Napoli, you just never know. I think that's the only thing for me.
That's like Gasperini, Atlanta. You just never know with next year.
I'd back him in enough to hold it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they sell more players, like Edison and...
We'll see with Amram. Maybe he'll be higher up. So that wouldn't shock me.
United win an FA Cup.
It wouldn't shock me. I mean, the guy is... I love the manager.
He's got the aura about him. He just drinks it. He just sips that water.
Doesn't even celebrate.
But say, manager Cam for the FA Cup pen shootout, shakes out his hand.
I saw the pen, he just walked off.
Shakes the hand, walks down the tunnel.
Which I love.
My manager.
I love it. Like, he knows like there's a lot to do. So good on him.
This is the fourth round. Let's move on to the next.
Good on him.
Speaking of United, 5-3 on pens. We're coming for back-to-back today. We're coming for another trophy in a year that we're shit. We'll have one more than Arsenal. That's what we're coming for.
You just love the FA Cup.
Bruno Fernandes, I just saw a stat this morning. Most goals in the FA Cup since he joined United is Bruno Fernandes.
Really?
10 goals, 3 assists in 14 appearances.
That's incredible.
Pretty impressive from Bruno.
That's very good.
He scored a massive goal. Garnacho passed, which is great. That was one of the best. That felt like Ferguson counter-attack. That was nick the ball at the halfway line, sprint, pass, belt in the corner. Fantastic finish. Good goal. Fair play. Gabriel's finish was good as well. Took a nick off Delit, which Bianchi couldn't.
He shot and it deflected.
Yeah, he did everything else right in that game.
He shot. That's like Arsenal, like forwards to shoot.
Somebody.
Havertz, holy. That was like generational stinker.
So shot from basically 4 yards
over the bar,
somehow, and then he missed the pen, and then also in the Newcastle game he shouldered the ball, right in the head.
The header.
Fucking hell. See, I'm frustrated from watching, and I'm not even an Arsenal guy.
Got to be frustrating watching.
Odegaard missing the pen.
Yeah.
Well, not really missing. I think it was
a
great save. Yeah.
I thought it was a decent. It's one of those. It's a good pen. It's going in the corner.
Yeah.
It's just a great save from Binder. So.
Did he start now? We're playing Southampton tonight. Tonight when this comes out. Tonight.
Binder starts.
Surely you start after that.
No, I think Onana plays, right? Surely. Do you think Amram would start Binder?
Would Amram do that?
I don't think he would.
But that was De Gea type.
He was insane. Yeah, he was.
Onana's had some good moments, but he's equally some shit as well. It's just
he probably deserves it, but it's. I just don't think managers do that. Like, look at Kelleher, how good he was. And Alisson's been average, but he's going to play because it's Alisson.
Alisson's Alisson, right? We're talking about Onana.
That's true.
We're not talking about anyone
but like the concept of you have a first keeper, first team keeper, and that's the one you stick with.
Yeah. I've just been pondering because Onana's had some fantastic moments to start the year off, but man, I don't know.
I mean, Spurs did happen.
Yeah, Bianchi did do that. Yeah, we've got two.
Not to bring it up, but that did happen.
Some absolute stinking keepers, by the way. And De Gea still doing his thing for Fiorentina. So, but yeah, that save, then the penalty shootout. Obviously, Havertz misses it. Even the commentator called it coming up. He said I don't think he's going to score this one.
It did not look likely. Yeah.
And then just put the most weak penalty in.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Another great save from Bianchi, and then obviously at all plays to score the winner. Joshua Zirkzee from the spot.
Good man.
Gets the
good on him. I was actually quite happy for him.
I'm so happy
because we spoke about him a lot with Bologna and stuff.
Did I talk about it on the pod? Because I was obviously at the game when he got dragged. I don't know if I talked about it last week.
Last week I asked about
because it's the most crazy thing I've ever experienced. I think I said I felt sad for him, because I think I did say it last week. It could have been anyone. I think anyone would have got booed off. That's sort of the level was at. I think it was the fact that Mane wasn't starting. I think it was a bit of a combination, but it was so good to see him score. Apparently, he still might get loaned away, which is a shame. It just says it's.
It does say a lot about his character, though. It wasn't just a penalty. Anyone can score a pen, but he came on, held the ball up well against Saliba a few times, knocked him off the ball.
Dropped Saliba on his ass.
It takes a special kind of character to come back well from that. So, and he almost scored as well. Varane made a great save. So almost scored. So I think there's a place for him in this team.
I hope there is. I just don't know. With the way Amram plays, he's almost the 9.5 generally is gonna hurt him in this system because if he was a Turan, like a second striker, that would work. But we play like a striker and a winger and a 10. We don't actually play a striker and a 2 10s. Or like it's literally Diallo's a winger.
Yeah,
he's playing at 10. So it would have to be as the 10 or that's one of the 10s in there. I just don't know if he works in that spot. He needs to get himself really, really fit if he's going to play that spot. Like
he does.
Lean as hell.
Which he needs to like sort of transform how he like his stamina, like how he runs and stuff, like how much he can run.
Yeah, and he might lose that hold up play. He actually might lose that part of his game to become this. And again, I love him as a player. We were talking about him to high heavens last year. Like, I love him as a player. I just don't know if the Amrin system actually fits him. I think it was more chance of him working under Ten Hag than it was under Amrin, which is strange because we're probably going to go in the right direction under Amrin, but I don't think he's in that journey, which is... I love him. I was going to get his jersey like at the end of last season, but he ended up moving. But that's like I love the player.
If you went to Bournemouth, like you said, they should have got him. Like
I would have wrapped that shirt up in a heartbeat.
I might have got the shirt.
but you're right. It is good that he scored.
Yeah,
and I love that the away fans have gotten around him the last two. Like the Anfield game and then the Emirates. Like the fact I'm hearing his name chanted over both crowds says a lot about.
It's good.
I'm glad for. Let's talk about Arsenal quickly because I love talking about Arsenal's failures. Obviously, I came out and said what I said at the start. Like, where do they go now?
I think it's pretty obvious. They need to go into the market and buy a winger and a striker. I think it's as simple as that. Like and they're not playing great football. It's like in terms of their midfield and defense, they're not playing great, but they still got a lot of talent in that team. They're not out of the title race by any chance. But yeah, it's worrying that there's no news about a striker. And I know that the strikers that they need are going to cost a lot of money. But if you want to win shit, you got to pay up. So like, you got to spend the money. Isak's not realistic. That just won't happen.
But $200 million for him now.
Gyökeres is you could get him if you pay the money. He will come in January if you pay the money.
Yeah.
Sporting will accept it. And he's not going to say, "Oh no, I'll wait till the summer." Like why?
Sporting's falling apart as well. You wouldn't want to leave that back foot.
You just got to pay the money for, and even a left winger, like they should have been in for Kvaratskhelia, in my opinion.
Yeah,
they should have been in for him. They need someone on that left hand side.
Desperately.
If they don't sign a striker, they're not going to win. They won't win a trophy. They just won't.
And this is where sort of, I know Flynn and we go back and forth. There's almost weekly. And again, I keep saying, Arteta's a good manager, but then managers at Amorim and top managers know who to bring in as well. Arteta's brought in Havertz, and almost had the ego to say, "Oh yeah, I'll convert him to a striker. I'll convert." He said, "Actually, I'll convert him to an 8."
Was he brought in as a striker?
He's brought in to be an 8.
An 8, yeah.
Didn't work that in. I'll make him a striker.
Yeah.
Needed to. You have 65 million wasted there. You're paying Sterling's wages.
That is the worst signing of the summer.
I think that's ridiculous. I know right now you desperately need this Calafiori signing at fullback, but all the positions that cover up on, Kieran Tierney's there. Why didn't this money go to just splash it, like I said, 100 and something on a forward?
It's just.
I think that's onto the manager.
Oh, it is.
It has to go onto the manager.
He's the one that would have told Edu at the time, it was the sporting director, I want this player, I want this player. Yeah. They spent the whole summer targeting Marino. Calafiori took a while to get done. Yeah. That was it. And then they rushed to sign Sterling because they're like, shit.
Yesterday was deadline day, wasn't it?
Yeah. We're quite short here. We need someone. And they're paying, I think he's one of their highest
He's got to be one of the highest earners. That's why Chelsea got rid of
And he barely plays. He's going to have to play a lot now because Jesus has done his ACL which is bad. Saka, I think, is out for another month and a half, I think. Or he's out for a bit
I heard that, like, if it's not going to get close, they might end up just pulling the pin on his...
You want to be careful with hammies. I mean, we see it with Pedri.
It keeps happening if you're not careful.
Hammies are an injury that can reoccur very quickly. So, yeah, you won't want to rush him back. So, I don't know where the goals are going to come from over the next few weeks. I see them beating Spurs overnight. I just think it's Spurs. I know they beat Liverpool, but
that is going to be the most. I don't know.
They struggled against fucking Tranmere or whoever, like whoever that team was in the cup. So
it's funny because you think logically just splash 100 on Gyökeres, but obviously that's not the intention because there's no news.
Because they can't afford it now because they just spent in the wrong areas.
That's the thing. Like, and I've been big on I was always big on Declan Rice, but I think he's been underwhelming. I think Ødegaard's been meh.
Pre-injury, he was good, but after...
I think he was the missing point, apparently, when he was out. He comes back in, he's just looked underdone. And then, like, Trossard's the best example of, at their best, unstoppable.
I think he's peaked.
At their worst, they actually take away from the team.
I think Trossard's peaked.
I think that's it. Yeah. So that becomes now a bit of a waste.
He can still be good and useful.
Yeah.
But I think, like, last year, what we saw, like, him coming off the bench, scoring, ridiculous. Like, he was just
Champions League.
Insane, so...
Martin, I think, is never going to... He's Martin forever for me. He's a forever Martin.
That is the greatest line when you said that.
He's forever going to be Martin. Forget the Ellie. He's no good. Where else? Like, I think the midfield and the forward line have been so bad. And I know there's been a lot of injuries down back, but surprisingly, they've actually held it down okay. They've been fine, But there's no creation. There's no forward passing. There's no ability to break down a side. Like, United, yes, we had a few pieces of luck and good saves, but... At no point did I feel like, oh, fuck, they're going to score 2 or 3 here.
When you scored, I thought, I think United will win this. But the red card completely changed it. They had nothing. I didn't watch the first half because I had work, but I watched the second half. From what I saw, they had nothing.
First half was the most boring half of the football because we just said, no, we're going to see.
And I watched the other highlights back, but like nothing, dead.
Amrin even said it. He said, you looked at the game, you felt like it was not the day for Arsenal. I'm like, that's just what it was there because we just made it so hard for them. And the fact that most of their goals are coming from centre half.
Yeah.
Like
and like even last year, like they were ridiculous defensively. And this year they've been good, but like you can't sustain that level for 2 years. It's just impossible. You can't do it.
No. And how good you are.
You need to score goals. And they can't score goals. They don't have the players. They're not good enough.
It's interesting. So, very interesting. Big shout out to Harry Maguire and Taz DeLitt, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, DeLitt's been huge lately.
I'm into a video on those two, but I'll get onto it at some point. They've been fantastic. To finish us off, let's do the 5 clubs needing to add players in January. Instead of building off that Arsenal point, very timely. Because, in January, things are just starting to happen, but when I thought of this list on Monday, I thought not much was happening as of yet. So let's go through a few teams that need to make some moves. I'll just keep building on the point. I got Arsenal, obviously. Okay. Striker desperately. And I put no Jesus, no Saka, no Havertz not good enough, no good Trossard. Gyökeres, Osimhen, one of them. Just have to get one of them.
One of them. Even a left-sided player. That has to be done. Just need
someone who can put the ball in the back of the net. So it's pretty simple for me.
Yeah. I went with Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Evan Nilsson and Unal both out for season, I think, or a very long time. I know Unal's the season, long, but both long time. And they lose Billing to Napoli, so that's a bit of midfield depth. I know he didn't start, but if they want to make Europe and get a point or whatever before Arsenal win a trophy, they're going to need to make signings if they're going to maintain this position. Because Villa, you'd expect to improve. Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen with, just teams just below them like Brighton and stuff. So, they'll want to make some signings, I reckon.
It's a good one. I went with Juve, who are one of the most interesting. 7 wins, 13 draws now. They need. I feel like this needs some experience.
They still haven't lost, eh?
No, they haven't lost. I just feel like they need some experience. I think it's 23 games unbeaten, but like I said, a few centre backs came to mind. So like Mark Gahey, can you sweep in and nick him off Chelsea? Ronald Araujo, who looks like he's on the out at Barca, or for me, Inacio.
Yes,
that's realistic. Yes, good player, key player. I think they want. Do they want to get rid of? Who do they want to get rid of? They want out someone at Juve at the back. To get one of the experience in the halves and players who've been around winning. I just think they need a few more older heads in this side to convert on games because they're actually scoring more goals recently. They need that Thiago Silva type figure at the back for Chelsea. So one of those 3 for me.
I went Roma. I was going to go Juve, but Roma are they need a full clear out of that squad, sign some young players and bring through some young players from the academy. Just bring some life into that club because it is dire at the moment. So.
Yeah, agree with that. I actually went to La Liga, Serie A clubs. AC Milan was next for me. Yep. Contest how it joins, gets a trophy, got to back the manager in now. So you've got Abraham and Morata up top. I just think they're not good enough. They have 27 goals, and in comparison with the other top 6, they're like 6 or 7 goals away from anyone else. I thought 2 options from the Bundesliga, Matisse Tell, Luis Openda. Two players like that.
You think they could afford a Pender?
Well, they're Milan and Leipzig are a selling club.
That's true. Yeah,
I think one of those two. You might probably get Tell on loan, but a Pender again, it's big cash, but that's a player that can change your fortunes.
Yeah, they do need to eventually start to sign players like that.
Yeah, well, if they want to actually jump into that top 5, they need a striker.
Yeah,
Ratz is good, but he's not good enough.
He's not good enough. Yeah, no, that's a good one. I'll go to the Bundesliga. I put Dortmund. Obvious one, literally like the slam dunk. Yeah, 9th in the league. Obviously, talks of signing Rashford, but I don't think they need forwards. I think they need a world-class DM and another centre-half. So
it's good you said that because I got some good examples here. I feel like...
I didn't put examples. Should have done that.
I feel like Fred.
I love it.
Fred from Fenerbahce, get him back to Europe, get that shithouse in the middle of the back. And Eric Ten Hag's coming back. Get that motherfucker back in midfield.
He's fucking wasted in there.
He's only 31 years old. I miss Fred. Fred back.
They need something immediate. So yeah.
Or I thought, again, this is like the crazy one. Get João Gomez from Wolves.
Yes.
That guy's a bull in there. You want someone to win the ball back and get you in the front foot? João Gomez.
Good shouts, man.
Two fucking crazy Brazilians. You can get them both. Get them both in midfield. Just shoot out your way to.
They need someone in there because I'm seeing Julian Brandt give the ball away on the edge of the box.
Ever since you've said it, like you've made the point about it, I watch him every week.
I hate him. I've hated him for years. He does nothing, bro.
Bro's a fake Marco Reus. He hasn't even got his armband now.
Yeah, he just doesn't do anything.
Marco Reus.
Nothing. So nothing player.
Yeah, Dortmund's a biggest slam dunk. Though. I love that.
Yeah. You had Dortmund as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'll go to the league. I went with Mallorca.
Ooh,
similar to Bournemouth in terms of like they can get Europe this year. They've only scored 19 goals, so they're going to need some forwards.
Someone.
Probably 2 forwards. I think you'd need. But yeah, I don't really know who Mallorca could get.
Mallorca's a tough one.
Who the hell could Mallorca start?
I took
Hosselu. There we go.
There we go. Bring him back.
Bring
him back to the La Liga, mate. He'll bag Mallorca. That's still my favourite game of 2024, by the way. That Hosselu double versus Bayern will forever be ingrained in my head.
It'll be in the memories of the Players Zone podcast. Not even Madrid fans. Fuck them.
Just people in Europe. Right, because I've done a few. So my last one then is Valencia. We're dead bottom.
Yeah, Jesus.
I did actually end up finding a player. Rafa Marine's not being played at Napoli. Did play... I'm not going to say the team. He did play in La Liga last year. Bring him back as a lone move at the back, try and hold it down for them because they're just... I like some of their attackers, but they just ship too many goals.
They're just shit.
So how can Valencia go down to... No, they can't go down to the second tier.
Well...
They can't.
They're last.
They can't. It's Valencia.
I know, but...
That stadium's iconic.
I blame Gary Neville. Look what he did
with that club. It all started with Gary Neville.
It all started with him. Look what he did with that club.
Valencia can't go down. They can't.
They can't, but they look the most likely at the moment. Like, they are just...
I think I looked at...
I mean, my guy, Mamardashvili, is, like, hanging on by a cliff right now.
Like, he's not even playing anymore, is he?
I don't know what's happened.
He didn't play the Madrid game.
Yeah, no, he didn't play... I don't know what's happened with him. So I'm kind of worried.
Alisson sign off.
I hope bro's, like, genuinely injured. He's not just... Because, he doesn't play.
Valencia can't go down, though. They're too big of a club.
Yeah, they're a huge club. It'd be a massive shock, but they've been hanging around there for a while.
Yeah,
and they haven't really done anything about it. So they've had manager after manager.
There's
only so many managers you can have before you go, right, the players are shit. We need to put money into this club.
That's the thing. I looked at players to get in. No one's going to come and join this club in January.
Yeah, who? You'd literally have to go to like the fucking second division.
And hope someone informed
and look at the best players and sign them. And
let's say put Marine on loan. I'm like, he's not being played at Napoli. Come in, potentially save their season, and then sign a permanent next year.
Yeah,
that's the only way I can say. It has to be a loan deal, which is not going to work.
I'd look at guys like Kieran Tierney, players like that.
Yeah,
not even fringe players that should be playing but aren't.
Yeah,
and just try and get them on loan. But but they need they need every department sorted.
Yeah,
like
agree.
Everything. So my last one is Luton.
Good one.
Luton. Rob Edwards.
He's gone.
I think they signed Wickham's manager.
Yeah, who are third in League One, so they're in decent touch. So
I don't know why you would leave to go to Luton when you're...
because you could be going the opposite direction.
Exactly. Literally could be going in the opposite direction. So, but yeah, he's there, so they just needed to back this manager.
Back the manager.
And sign some players, because they're only 5 points off Plymouth, who are last.
They were beat Brentford though in the FA Cup.
They did beat Brentford. Yeah.
Up the Argyle, mate.
Up the Argyle, yep. Why is that fucking your shit? So
yeah, no. You leave and they beat Brentford.
I think they were like 14th. They were like, oh, that's doing a good job.
Yeah.
And then they're just, nah.
Fake it all you want, but you're not going to.
Like, finally an England manager. No.
We're still waiting for this English manager to turn up and be a good pass player.
It just won't. Harry Kane, there we go. That's where his trophy
will come from. His first trophy as a manager.
His first trophy will be as a manager. Could you imagine?
But if they don't win the Bundesliga this year, then oh my God.
I think you made a video about it and said,
like,
what if? Or something.
That's
what if Harry Kane...
A failed career then. Because it's getting realer and realer each week now. The Leverkusen
are because they're a point behind, and Bayern are slowly drifting a little. And
Bayern already knocked out the DFB podcast by Leverkusen.
Yeah,
so you only got 2 options left now.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Can you win either one?
I mean, Champions League with you'd have at least 4 or 5 teams ahead of them.
But they got to chance Champions League. Have to.
If he plays Elise more and stop playing fucking Sane.
Well, Elise saved him on the weekend.
Yeah,
I don't think
even that was dodgy. So.
Who came out? Someone else came out and said that Sane should have been Mbappe by now.
Was it Van der Vaart or something like that?
He said he should have been Mbappe by now, but he's nowhere. I'm like, he was that goal and he person has seen at Man City.
Yeah, he was fucking phenomenal. But
that move,
just
no one really benefited from that.
Injuries and he's just not good enough to reach that level.
He's an average, he's a top quality average player. He's not going to put in 10 out of 10 performances.
He won't win a game by himself.
No.
He could play well here and there.
Yeah, he can help it too. Yeah. We're going to talk about the Serie A, but I just want to quickly touch on the good game for the weekend. Bologna and Roma played a 2-2. They said everything in this game. Bologna probably should have won it, and they would have wanted to win it because they could have closed on to Milan, I think, in the top. They're still very close to Champions League again, Bologna.
They've been good this year, mate.
Yeah. Another draw for them.
8th, 7th or 8th they are?
I think they're now, I think it would have dropped down to 8th because of the draw and then overnight games. But think about it, they produced 2.06 XG, 3 big chances for each side. So the difference was Fila, 6 saves, Roma holding on. And again, the penalty, my God, that was soft.
What's going on in football with these penalties at the moment?
Look, he didn't know if it hit him or not. His arm was up, yes. But it went through a bunch of players that hit him.
I don't know what's going on.
Game's gone, mate.
I don't know.
Game's gone.
Game is in the mud. Like VAR and just refs they're just so poor. So poor.
My man Lewis Ferguson back in the side, back on the score sheet.
Good on him.
That's the
of course he's
Had to be Ferguson coming back and scoring. Been a good weekend for me and my boys. Xavier Simons, Ferguson.
I'll tell you what, if that Bologna team stayed together, I think they'd be right up there where Fiorentina are.
Well, Fiorentina dropped off a cliff.
Yeah.
I think they've gone 4 losses in a row.
I think so. They're still 5th or 6th or something.
But that's the thing that Bologna could nick, right? I'm thinking
if they stayed together, I think they'd be above Fiorentina. They'd be above Lazio. They'd be around that sort of top 4, I reckon, again.
Yes, if you get Calafiori in that side
Which
still.
is sad. Fucking keep Xerxes, Motta, Orsolini. They would have been a more attractive club to go to as well. They would have targeted better players.
Big guys there. Yeah. It's a shame.
Fuck it. We could be there right now.
Back in the
we could be in the fans fucking cheering, shouting.
They're a very good team though.
Oh,
Italiano.
Yeah, good on them.
I was guessing early in the season. I was taking a punt on it, but he's been perfect for the side.
Yeah, he has.
I'm glad that my shout actually came off because he seems to have worked. Again, they're not so much possession like they were last year, but they've just got that balance where they can get at teams. They have been victims of the counter attack though. I think they're the worst side. I think they said in the commentary, conceding counter attacks. It's a small thing to clean up, but it's a very good side.
Very, very good side.
Hopefully they'll go back. Maybe even Europa League qualification. I'd take that.
That'd be good. That'd be unbelievable considering what.
Because there's more chance than winning.
I mean, they were near the bottom at the start of the year, so
it was a grim start, wasn't it? It was no win in the first 5 or something.
It was tough.
They finally got their act together and they're cooking, which is good. Roma, I guess they'll take that point in the road. They're yet to win on the away this year. That season, so.
Yeah, it's not really a surprise.
They're cooked.
They are just.
Even Ranieri Magic can't save
Yeah, no. I mean, he's doing all right, but bro should be fucking on feet up, chilling.
Yeah, poor bloke's been out of retirement how many times now?
Yeah. How many times do you, just stay gone, bro?
Stay gone. Go.
Just chill. Relax. You had an unbelievable career at Leicester and you kept, was it Cagliari up?
Last season.
Kept them up.
Yeah.
Just enjoy. Don't have the stress of managing Roma because it's fucking stressful.
I know. Typically where they are. So there we go though. That's another week. The start of our top 10s.
Yep.
Left backs next week.
We're skipping goalkeepers.
Oh my god. Goalkeepers next week.
Goalkeepers next week.
Fuck, goalkeepers. Fucking pain in the ass to deal
It's a
with.
pain in the ass, but we
We have to do it.
We got to do it.
It's a real thing. Do you want to leave us with a quote as well on the way out? Since I came in with a quote.
Oh, Jesus.
Just a random statement.
Fuck, should have given me time.
No, I just saw it just then.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I can run the...
Kobo will be in my top 10.
There we go. We'll have to be there next week. I'll make sure he's definitely top 10 only.
No, he's got to be 10 only. He'll be 10th now that I'm thinking of it. Like, good keepers. So.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Another week wrapped up. Again, this should be the last one podcast episode a week for a little bit.
Yeah, you'll be back on Monday.
I don't know if I'm going to survive anymore with all this stuff too. If I go
Too many games.
I've been happy having one podcast, so it's even more relaxing. But I'll see you guys then on Monday. You'll be back on Thursday next week. We will have Champions League, I believe, next week. So we have to preview.
Yeah.
Maybe we can preview the back end. We can preview the last 2 games left, see if qualifiers or not.
Yep.
Remember, 5 stars Spotify, guys. 5 stars Apple Podcasts. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Keep us pushing to 1.5 or 1.35 right now. So
come on.
A couple hundred more of you join on. 1.5. We'll love that.
Come on.
Have a great day, guys. Enjoy all the football action this week, and we'll see you guys next week. Till next time. See you later.